To get a piece of legislation like this to where it is, it takes a team.
Governor Bob Ferguson has already signed nearly 200 bills into law.
I'm going to use 3 pens to sign this, if that's okay.
Today strengthens child labor law penalties.
The title of the bill will be the title of the act.
But as for the budget passed by legislators, he says that could take weeks, saying his staff will go through the 1,300-page document line by line.
It's detailed. It's my first budget. And look, my obligation as governor is, of course, to go through that budget line by line with the team. It's a lot of work, but we'll be taking a thoughtful approach to it and obviously having a public conversation once we reach the conclusion of those budgets.
Got it?
The budget raises more than $1 billion in K-12 funding for special education programs and maintenance costs, but also cuts funding for colleges and universities, delays scheduled increases in state child care subsidies, calls for the closure of the Mission Creek Correction Center for women, and raises the price for a state park's Discover Pass from $30 to $40 a year. The gas tax would go up 6 cents starting in July. Increases in the business and occupancy taxes would impact most business owners. The state's top capital gains earners would pay more, and a new electric vehicle tax would be established. Only Tesla would be impacted for now. Democratic leaders say the state will still be a good place to do business.
We've got some of the best education, we've got transportation, and we've got a beautiful environment. And the investments that we ask business to make via our B&O system keeps it that way.
Every time we raise a tax, we take money out of a consumer's pocket.
All year, Republicans argued the budget could be balanced without new taxes. But they were pleased with a late addition to the budget, $100 million for local governments to hire law enforcement officers.
It's refreshing. There are parts of the budget here that, yes, I find distasteful, but this is an absolute golden egg.
Governor has 20 days, not counting Sundays, to decide if he's going to sign the operating budget, the transportation budget, also that bill that limits rent increases. I asked the governor if he was going to be signing that soon. He said the same thing. He wants his office to review that before he signs it. Greg?
We know he turned down a couple or handful of budgets from legislators. Is there any concern that he might not agree to what's in this one?
We asked the Speaker of the House and the Senate Majority Leader and some other budget writers last night about that, and they're pretty optimistic, at least publicly. They made it clear that they've been meeting with the governor a lot, especially in the last weeks of the session. So they didn't think that there were going to be any surprises. And as you mentioned, he rejected a couple of other budgets that relied a lot more on taxes. The $16 billion question is, did lawmakers scale back and dial back those increases enough to make the governor happy? We'll have to wait probably until mid-May to find out.
Gives us a few weeks. All right, Drew, thank you.